What's up, guys? Joe and Kill from the AZ Westside Wheelers here. Today we're going to be showing you a drone from Loolin, the Z6Pro. Stick around. So, we're going to show you a quick unboxing. Poof! Just like that. Power of movie magic. There you go. Everything's unboxed. You got 2 sets of blades. Each drone, or the drone itself, holds 8 different blades. So there's 16 spares. You have a charger for each battery. These just simply plug in. And then you have a charger for your controller and your drone. Now, I got my buddy Killian here because he knows a lot more about drone stuff than I do. I know like nothing. My wife is the drone lady. She's going to be the one doing most of the drone work. But Killian has also been doing some work on drones and has a drone himself. So he knows a little bit more about that. So, Kill, why don't you open this thing up and show us exactly what it looks like when it's all broke out.
So the Loolin Z6 Pro is a 249 gram drone, so it's under the 250 gram mark, making it less than 0.55 pounds. If you're flying this under recreational rules, you do not need to register this drone. However, if you're going to be using this to do footage and you want to use it and post it, you're going to have a license. So if you're going to have a license on the Part 107, they require that you do register these drones even if they're under 250 grams. So
what that means is if you're going to be doing this for commercial kind of use, if you're doing it for videos, pictures, anything along that nature, if you're going to be making money with this drone, you're going to need to register it no matter the weight.
Correct. Now this particular drone comes with 2 1700 milliamp batteries. One comes with it, and then you got one spare here. That'll give you enough fly time for probably, with something that weighs this much, around 25 minutes, I would guess. It does come packaged pretty well. They kind of pack everything nice and tight, wrap it in tissue paper, make sure that it doesn't get banged around inside of there while it's shipping or anything like that. This drone has a fixed camera on it. It does not come with a gimbal, but you can adjust the pitch of the camera as you're flying with the remote. This one has a 1080p camera. It's not high resolution. I would say that this is probably a good starter drone for something if you're trying to just get into it, get used to the way that it flies, the way that they handle, things like that. You definitely don't want to start out with something that's relatively expensive, because beginner pilots have a tendency to bump into things. Things happen. You could crash,
right?
Things of that nature. So a good hobby drone is nice and lightweight. You're not going to really injure anybody if something does happen and it falls out of the sky, and hopefully it never happens, but if you bump into somebody, you're not going to be injured by something like this. The blades here are foldable. They go in and out, and when you pack it down, it folds away nice and tight for transport.
What about a memory card? What are we working with there?
It does have a slot for your memory card here. I'm not sure exactly how many gigs of an SD card you can put in here, because you can get one that's too big. You don't want to go too big because it'll have problems writing onto that SD card. So you do want to make sure that the SD card that you put in there is rated for the right speed of the drone's capabilities.
And we'll put the numbers right there. That's going to be what you're rated for. So we went ahead and put a memory card in this thing so we can actually get it up in the air and check it out. So we're going to take this thing out, and it comes with a nice little case. We're going to take this thing, package it all back in here, go out to a nice little spot where we can safely fly this thing and check it out.
So when you go to insert the battery, there is a little cover over the power input prongs. You're going to have to remove that first, and that will expose the brass prongs for the battery. And then you can slide it in. So upon first look at the controller, the way to mount your phone, you're gonna unfold that, and it's got a nice little clamp pocket in there. Let's see, looks like an iPhone 12 is a little bit
But
big.
this has a big case on it.
And that's the Pro, correct?
Yes, it's the Pro Max.
And iPhone SE will fit into the position.
We'll take this out of the case and see if we can get it to fit in there. Without a big giant case, you can actually fit this in, which we've actually found to be the process on most of the camera holders that we use. We use these big, heavy duty, it's kind of like a knockoff OtterBox, and you can pretty much throw your phone and not have them destroyed. Not very many holders will actually hold on to these things. So just a little thing you have to do, but if Loolin is listening, maybe make it just a little bit bigger to fit one of these cases, one of these big phones with a case. That might be a good upgrade.
Yeah, it looks like you've got about maybe another 1/8 of an inch. So if you had a very, very thin case on this,
Right.
it might work. But any kind of case that you're going to want to put on your phone anyway to protect it, give it any kind of real protection, is not going to fit in here. Please connect your drone's Wi-Fi. Allow it to connect.
It's got tips.
Okay. Quick flashing. Now tilt it up and rotate it 2 to 3 times until the lights go from quick flashing to always on. Keep spinning.
You're still doing it.
But it's not even trying to fight back to keep it in one spot.
I was ready to go down.
And the wind is picking up too.
So we're probably rocking what, like an 8-mile-an-hour wind, which is
Something
quite
like
a bit
that,
for a drone
especially
of
for something
this.
that doesn't weigh anything.
Yeah, so it's a super lightweight drone, and it's not a super expensive drone. So a lot more expensive drones have a lot more features to keep that stuff working right.
It drifts a lot.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So like if I come back a little bit and then let go, now I'm not touching anything. That's all drift. So it takes a second for it to catch itself because it doesn't weigh anything. So when the wind is pushing it, it's constantly making corrections.
And you can't see it. The wind is hitting me right in the hand. So it's trying to blow it that way, which is what it's doing. So stop it right there and see if it'll hover.
It tried to go back to the exact same spot that I let go of the controls. So the GPS is working. It acknowledged like, hey, you let go of the input, this is where I should be. And now that it's stabilized, it's able to kind of make those micro calculations to keep it where it's supposed to be. But like for example, when I do this and let go, look how far it goes. And now it's trying to go back to that position where I let go.
Right.
And it's almost there, about right there. So now it's like, okay, this is where you wanted me.
So it takes a minute to catch back up, but it actually does do what it's functioned
It does
to
do what it's supposed to do. It's a learning curve. It is definitely because of the wind.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can feel it blowing.
Well, and also when you let go, it's not like it has air brakes. It's not just going to stop on a dime right where you tell it. You know what I mean? So that's not bad.
Especially for a starting point and entry-level drone, this is going to give you something to test on before you move up to like a $2,000 drone where it costs you $2,000 every time you put it in the rocks.
Right.
This thing's going to be a lot cheaper to learn on. And if you can find something with a decent quality, we're going to try and show you the video quality now and show you what that's like. It's supposed to have a follow function, so it's supposed to be able to follow me. So I'm going to have him try and click on me. From what I understand, they don't follow very quickly, but we're looking for something that'll follow along with us at a slow pace, rock crawl. We'll just be creeping anyway, so me at a normal paced walk should keep it at a decent rate.
What's your battery looking like?
Battery on the drone is half.
long have we been up? Maybe 5 minutes?
Maybe.
So you're looking at 10 minutes of battery, 20 minutes total with the two.
Plus it's fighting wind, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
working a little bit harder. If it were just,
Nice calm day.
yeah, you'd get a little bit more out of it, definitely. So the up and down function on the camera is not a smooth transition. It is like a sprinkler. It is. That's all the way down. And that's all the way up.
Oh, it has hand gesture control. So,
Back up a little bit. Trying to get it where I want it, but it's fighting the wind. Okay, go walk somewhere. Boy, look at it go. All right, stop walking.
no, it's going. Leave it.
I turned it.
Oh,
Hang on, stay there for a sec. Oh shit, that's a preset.
It's going to the satellite.
It goes to the
no.
elevation that you told it to when you preset it.
China?
Going back to China.
All right, well, we haven't had as much time as we would like to test this thing out because it's just constantly been windy. Every time we've tried to bring this thing out, it's been a little too windy for it. We've tried the follow feature. We couldn't quite get it to lock on perfectly and do those types of things. We're gonna try and test with it later. But as far as it goes for like an entry-level drone, this is something great to test out with before you go and get one of the higher end drones and start having to work with lots of expensive parts and things of that nature. You're going to want to start out with something a little easier on your pocketbook to learn with, and this seems to be great in that entry level. I like the way it's working for us. What do you think?
I would agree. Good entry level, good beginner drone, something that you can get started with. It's affordable and pretty durable. We've actually taken it out and had a couple little accidents with it, and it survived. So
He drove it right into his girlfriend. I mean, come on.
we needed to test out the safety feature, and she survived, thankfully. So yeah, definitely something worth looking into.
So we appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to get one of these, go down to the description. We'll have a link down below where you can pick one of these up on Amazon. And we appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, stay wheeling because we are.